Alright, what movie will play TV, man? Movie reaction. And today we talking about Goodfellas. And matter of fact, we talking about the big three of the Goodfellas. Now we know who Paulie is. He the boss. He the honcho. He the head guy. But Goodfellas, Italian movie. Italian mafia. It's a good movie. Um, some of it based on true characters and stuff like that. But I just want to break down the big three of the Goodfellas, which was Henry, James, and Tommy. We know Henry, he was the young one. He was the one who went to court and held it down, didn't tell it. Um, he pretty boy, got the ladies, and he was liked it by everybody in the mob, even people outside of it. And he kind of like played his role well. Tommy, the hothead, the one that was wild. Like they all were shooters, but he was like willing to put work in for no reason. He was the one that was like unpredictable, meaning that causing scenes, um, just making blowing the spot up, um, letting his emotion get the best of him. But he was a fact. His character was one of the main ones. He was Italian, had Italian blood, so he was official. Like James and Henry, they blood was tainted. I think Henry was like Italian and Irish, and James was Irish, so they couldn't be made. But they was the good fella. They were part of the mob, but they wasn't made. And Tommy, like I said, he had Italian blood, so he was official in a sense. So he was able he could be made, but he also stirred the pot and did a lot. More of the muscle type. Now James was he was more of the brains of the operation, meaning that he always robbed, schemed, plot, did stuff. Um, always had plans. Basically, he was making money with the mob, and so them three together, they was a big three, man. I'm talking about like they really was doing stuff for the mob that that they was getting respected for. Stealing booze and tobacco. They was running down on people doing missions, whacking people. So they was official, and they was good fellas, man. Like even though James and Henry wasn't they wasn't Italian blood, but Polly and all the other monsters and crews, and you had other monsters all around in other like Chicago, New York, New Jersey. They were still respected because they put in their work. And Henry, they just were legit. They were sharp. They made money. They had women. They stayed low key, and they was mobbing. They were mobsters. I mean, at this point, they mobsters. They was mobbing because they were with the mob, and you had all type of different characters and different people, mob figures, and it's if y'all haven't watched the movie, go watch it, man. It's an old school movie, good, still popping to this day. And on the big three, they made a lot of stuff shook, even with their enemies. Like it seems where they handled they always stuck together when they did hits, when they did robberies, when they was dealing with drugs and stuff. Even with their wives and women, they always stuck together. And those three was well respected by made man, like real people that's above them. So it's kind of like it's like you're around, but you're not around. Like they was around Italian mobsters, but they wasn't able to be made. But this movie had like very entertaining. It gives you a glimpse of what Italian mobsters, how they act, how they talk, how they dress, like they culture, like spaghetti and pastas, and all the stuff they did. And during them times, the mob was running stuff. the booze and the tobacco, and also extorting people was big. Like they extorted corner stores, they extorted everybody, club owners. Like it's a scene where Polly, well, one guy was so scared and getting extorted so much that he wanted Polly to be a partner, and Polly ended up owning it. So the club where they was hanging out at. So that's how intimidating the mob was. Like back in them times, man, the mob was running stuff. The streets. Um, they had business. They also had legit businesses and stuff too. Now, don't get it twisted. And they took care of their people. Like one thing about Italian mobsters and mobsters, like they don't push drugs to pregnant women and kids or selling in their neighborhood. Or they really men of respect. So you like they set the standard for that. So, just how they move and how they acted around each other and how they did stuff in the streets and how they did stuff with their family, how they did stuff with business. Like they were very orient, family oriented stuff. Like scenes where all them you see all the mobsters with their girlfriends and wives. Um, they loved each other, kids. They was serious. They was loving, man, but they was some serious, man. And I can imagine back in them days, like like if um they also get violated. Like you couldn't even though like they did stuff where they wasn't supposed to do, and you can get whacked for that. Like messing whacking a maid, man, disrespecting Polly or different figures. Like you can do that, man. You have to have respect. But like I said, like Henry, everybody loved him, man. He can be around anybody. Had his way. Um, like I said, Tommy, he was the hothead. He was the muscle. He'll handle anything. But um, yeah, man, like you gotta realize, like, and my phone ringing, y'all. Apologize for that. But James, like I said, he even though he wasn't official, but he was official 'cause he was a mastermind. He had plans. You see him hitting trucks. You see him doing hits. Um, you know, the big three. They was rocking and rolling, man. They was the big three, man. So shout out to the movie, man. Still a good movie to this day, man. The big three, they was putting in work, making money, pushing drugs, take care of their family, and if you ask me, like Polly kept them around and respected them, man. But y'all know what it is. What movie will play TV, man? Y'all leave a comment. Let me know.